Thank you for joining me today. Now, so that you don't miss out on any of my updates, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also like hearing from you, so go ahead and like and comment. My guests are always exciting and have great things to share with us. What I do on this show is I have one guest and I ask them one question. Then they get the floor. So here we go. So thank you once again for joining me on The Takeaway. I'm so happy to see you here today. I'm Tyra and I'm on Vancouver Island, Canada. And today I have a wonderful guest, my friend Ronge. Now, this is going to be amazing, folks. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful by the grace of God, Tyra.
I'm really glad we were able to connect. I know you're an extremely busy man.
Of course I am. I carry many hats. I am really busy, but I try to make myself available for you today.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Well, of course, as you said, with the many hats that you have, now my question to you is going to be, how do you foresee ONPASSIVE being a beacon of hope to humanity? So now you have the floor. Take it away.
Thanks so very much, Tara. And then I am so happy and even delighted to talk about ONPASSIVE. You know, our CEO conceived the idea of co-founder in ONPASSIVE to give back to humanity. Every single piece that we see in ONPASSIVE is not like business minded. It's not all about just making money for himself, but it's all about seeing how we can share the wealth, if I can put it that way. Now, when we talk about humanity, now, what is humanity? Every person who care about improving conditions of another person, that person is helping to make sure that people are going to feel good. Now, as you see, you and I, co-founders, we embark with Ash in this exciting journey. It is exciting because we are willing to witness the dream of ONPASSIVE. So we are sharing the same passion with our CEO. Now, the point is that, let me tell you, and those who will listen to us in the upcoming years, that there are many reasons for which I believe ONPASSIVE is a beacon of hope for humanity. Let's take the example of those who are founders. They belong to families, and those families have high expectation on them. Now, them having the means to help them to make their ends meet is already having an impact in individual lives. The world right actually, maybe we're about 7 billion on earth. So imagine those who are sleeping without having a meal, those who are living without even having clean water, those who are living in some villages in where there are no roads. They can have all the crops that they have, but they cannot carry those crops from the place where they are produced to take them all the way to the marketplace. Right. So ONPASSIVE stepping in through those founders who belong to many families around the world, everybody would make an impact in the family. Those who like those person, they're going to end up saying, this person at least is making our day shine. I believe every founder has a program, has something he has to do. I'm sure there is something that you want to do for people of your community, your friends, your families. I too have a lot of program, a lot of projects that I want to carry out, but alone, I cannot carry it. Right. And you know, there is one product that we have in ONPASSIVE called Oh Bless. Oh Bless. I mean, Oh Bless by itself can make my day. Yeah, I'm dead serious about that. Yeah. Imagine all the pastors and all the ministers around the world and all those believers and people who attend their service and everything. So those pastors and those ministers and bishops delivering the word of God or delivering whatever message comes from the Creator are going to help their congregation, their churches. So imagine the effect that's going to have on every single person. Some will need to build churches. They're going to build those churches, things that they couldn't afford before. Yeah, and some will be buying medication for some of their church members, things that some people cannot afford.
Yes, yes.
And some will be maybe building houses, things that many people cannot afford. And some will be helping them to pay some of their procedure that they want to undergo at the hospital, like some special surgeries. Those pastors, I'm just focusing on pastors now, they can help the community. They can help those church members into performing those procedures and even paying those bills. I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
It's so exciting. Like when you hear this, it's just the possibilities that we have to touch humanity is just.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Then I'm going to take it on another side. Okay. Ash Mufere is a human being like you and I. I don't know whether you know any single person on earth who can have that idea. I call it the idea of multiplication. Bringing people together and say, hey, come on here. I have an idea. I want to do this and this. Come together. Let's be together and build something. And then as they start building, the idea gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Here we are. You and I, we're already a family. I couldn't have known you without ONPASSIVE.
Exactly.
And look at the many, many friends that I have all over the world, everywhere. I have a friend now in Papua New Guinea. I have a friend now in Australia. I've never been to Australia. I have a friend now in St. Petersburg. I've been there, but I couldn't make him a friend. But now he is my friend. So, and he is planning to visit with me where I'm going to go in my home country. So, I mean, in terms of having an impact and being the hope for humanity, it is huge. I can even say that ONPASSIVE is the light for humanity. Wow. It is the light for humanity. So imagine those, right now, I think we are about 900, close to million founders. I wish we could be around a billion so that we can have a huge impact around the world. Yeah, because I mean, 7 billion people on earth, if we have 1 billion founders, imagine the effect that we're going to have on earth.
Yes.
And then we're even going to change the way business is being run. Because the thing in business is that you have to make profit and profit and profit and profit and profit and profit. But guess what? Ash is telling us that no, that's not the way it is. That's not the way it is. Ash is not thinking about selfishness. He wants us to share and to share as much as we can.
Yes.
And when you listen to our CEO during the webinars, I mean, I feel like Ash is not propping himself up as the final authority of ONPASSIVE or as the final authority of what he's building. So what does that make you feel, you and I feel, that if the CEO is not propping himself up like the final authority on ONPASSIVE, he said, we are in this together. So this brings us to think about ways we will change life positively around the world and make changes in everybody's life. I mean, to sum it up, this is just about love. And who on earth brought love, if not the Son of God?
Yes.
Who brought it? Yeah. Every single thing that the Son of God did was about multiplication.
Yes.
And Ash is doing the same thing here, multiplication. He started with one founder and then he multiplied. Every single day, we are about multiplication. And guess what? You know what the Lord told us? when he created Adam and Eve, he said, go, multiply and fill the world. That's what God said. That's what God said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ash is one of those guys who is, I mean, using that law of multiplication, and see how many founders we are today. See how many founders we are today. We are so many. And then we will keep on multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. So I know he was born in Bethlehem. I don't know, everybody born in Bethlehem, maybe they have something special in them. I don't know, but but he's just special. And we need to pray. We need to pray for him because he received the message. He's carrying the torch and we need to follow behind him. And why not? Every one of us must be a beacon of light within his country, within his county, within his family, within his society, till the day when the good Lord is going to come in. So that's what I think every one of us must be. You must be a beacon of light and a beacon of blessing. Maybe your middle name should be Blessing Tara. How about that?
I like it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it really is amazing to meet another human being like our CEO, Ash Mufara, that really has a heart for humanity. And that comes, I mean, we've been created by God and put on the earth to love and help each other. So to see someone come along like that is rallying people and saying, look, we can do this. I mean, wow, what a blessing.
It is a big blessing. And I say, they say that ONPASSIVE is going to be a unicorn company, like some of the companies that we know out there. But I mean, I don't want to be prophetic, but who knows? ONPASSIVE can even be a decacorn company. Yeah, it can easily be a decacorn company. We never know. We never know. It's just, I mean, ONPASSIVE is like it's like a wave. A wave that is moving around the world.
Yes.
If you are feeling the same vibration that wave, then you move with it. But if your vibration is so low, then you're not going to feel it and you're going to miss it.
Right.
And you will not enter into that ark of salvation, ark of blessing, ark of hope, ark of changing life in humanity, And Ash is not acting like, okay, I'm the one who's going to lead this and this and this. But we have, I mean, hundreds of people and engineers working to make this happen. Look at you and I. We're talking now, explaining these things to people who don't understand what is going on. Right. Somebody told us about this and we understood what was in it. I wish I could have different words to express it, to tell to people who don't understand it, to say, hey, you know what? Don't miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the ark? When Noah was building that ark, when he received the order that, hey, put this one in, put this one in, put this one in. It's exactly the same thing that you and I are doing now. Telling people, register, and register. Now, some people keep on doing their business, they're carrying their daily business because they may think that, okay, doing like that, they will continue making ends meet. But with ONPASSIVE, you'll be blessing other people. You and I are going to do that. For sure, we believe.
I love it. You hear so often from people that maybe don't believe and say, oh, well, what are you, some kind of goody two-shoes? You think you're going to save the world? And it's like, no, I don't think I'm going to save the world. But I know by me taking steps to help someone, I'm helping someone, and on, as you said, the ripple effect. Exactly. So it's not one person that helps the world, but all those one people make the world up.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. And the way you put it, this brings me to think about Apostle Paul when he was talking to the Corinthians, when he was thinking about the way they gonna go through that metamorphosis or change after receiving the word of God. You know, those people, the Corinthians, they were boasting a lot because of their knowledge, because of their wealth, because of everything they have. So as for me, maybe if I have to paraphrase what Apostle Paul was saying, I would just say that if anyone is a co-founder in ONPASSIVE, he or she is not the same. He is a new creation. He is a new creation, meaning the old way of doing things has passed away.
Right.
Yes. And now he is new. Everything has come new. Right. So every person will become a founder and would believe in what ONPASSIVE is no more the same person. No. I don't think you and I, we are looking at the world the same way again.
No, no.
So
exactly.
Our thinking process has changed. The way we view how we're going to impact the world. And we don't even think about where you are in Canada. Maybe you're thinking about how you're going to change life in India, in Australia, in South Africa, in any part around the world, because you know you can. You can do it. And not that you're going to do it alone, because you have people like me, people like somebody else, people like all founders who are part of the family. You just have to tell them, this is what I plan on doing. They're going to say, okay, what do you need? I need this. And they say, here it is. How about that? It's going to be like in the book of Matthew, you know, when Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, he say, ask and you will receive. Knock and the door will be open. That's the way it's going to be in ONPASSIVE. You will ask and you will receive. You will knock at the door and the door will be open to you, so that we're going to bless the world. And that's going to happen.
Well, you know, I had said it before, and it just keeps resonating, that why is the company growing so large in such a short period of time? And it's because of change. People are ready. What we were doing before, and the dog eat dog and me crawling over someone else to get higher in the ladder, it's just not working. That system is not working and it's breaking down. And so now in comes ONPASSIVE and the vision of Ash Mufareh saying, hey, let's get heart back. Let's bring heart back. Let's bring focus on other people and helping other people. And that's why people are jumping in left, right, and center, because they're ready for change. And I truly believe that that is where God wants us to head, is in that direction of me having that kind of love and compassion for my fellow man and not being so focused on myself.
Yes, what you said, you have a strong case there. You really have a very strong case there, because I don't know of many companies who share the profit the way our CEO is planning to share the profits. I mean, it's amazing. Every single product, we're going to share the profit. And imagine, I was not even dreaming that I'm going to be among the top 1%. Can you believe that? And that's why Ash was telling us that, you know, if you had a dream, it's good, but I want you to dream bigger. And he used the word, upgrade your dream. You tell me, how can you upgrade a dream that you saw? He's saying, upgrade your dream. I know you can have a software and upgrade your software from one version to another version. But he's telling you and I that the vision that you had, the dream that you had, maybe you wanted to build houses for 10 people. He said, no, upgrade it. You're going to build for 1,000 people. Maybe you're thinking that your wealth is going to be X amount, but please upgrade it, multiply it by 1,000. So do you know of many CEO going to have that type of language with founders? No, no. So what, what we need to do is just share whatever we're going to have, which is wealth. We're going to have wealth. So what we need to do is to share it around the world. So imagine yourself as the light of hope of your community, the light of hope of your family. And so imagine all the founders being light wherever they are. So whenever there is darkness in the city, so imagine those beacon, how they're shining. Imagine how the unpassive people will be shining. Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's
Yeah.
really something.
I try to picture it in such a way that we can have an idea of who we are, who we are. And you see, when you think about it from the religious standpoint and from the spiritual standpoint, you know, my Bible say that God is light, and in him there is no darkness. So imagine that every founder is light, and in every founder there is no darkness, only love and peace and happiness.
Yeah. Well, you know, as you were saying this, I was getting this picture of having, you know, those flat maps. Like I have a map behind me, but just the island. So you have a map of the world, and then you have all these pins of all these founders, and they light up.
Exactly.
Well, once that starts lighting up, even though maybe there's a few over here, but it starts expanding the light.
Exactly. Exactly. You remember when you and I were visiting countries, you have a map. So when you come somewhere, you have a pin, whether it is a green or red. So you put your pin there. I visited this place. I visited this place. So imagine every single founder on planet Earth being a beacon of life, and that light of humanity, wherever they are. And you spread that light everywhere. Peace, happiness, love, sharing wealth. No matter what, the triple effect is going to take place. And there's going to be a big change.
Wow.
A big one. Wow. So whether we want or not, the vision we need to have is that Ash is not doing this thing for himself, for his family, or for his friend. It is bigger than what we think.
Yes.
It is bigger. So every one of us is there to make a difference wherever we are. And that's going to happen not just now, but from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. Right now, we are maybe around 1 million, but imagine the people who are going to join as customer.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? You know, do you know of any company, beginning company, who has about 1 million customer on earth?
You start.
It's only ONPASSIVE can do that.
Yeah.
Only ONPASSIVE can do that. And then you have 1 million customer, close to 1 million customer, sharing the same vision, sharing the same passion with their CEO. This is, it's difficult to describe. This must be prophetic. And time will tell. Time will tell what truly ONPASSIVE is, because we're going to have the impact on every single aspect, whether it's going to be agriculture, whether it's going to be environment, whether it's going to be economic, whether it's going to be political, whether it's going to be anthropology. Every aspect of life is going to be impacted. So there's a big change, it's a switch that is going to take place. Yeah. I believe. I'm not a prophet, but maybe God will tell. Yeah. Time will tell us. Yeah, Tara. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you know, my show is coming to an end, but I could sit and listen to what you have to say for the rest of the day, because it's just resonating so deep in me, because you are really hitting the things that are just based in truth, because it is, you know, as we come in and we hear about the heart of ONPASSIVE, the heart of what Ash Mufareh is sharing with us. Wow, what we can do. You know, I think of the things that I'm doing now
in my smaller fixed income and what I can possibly do in my little circle, or maybe go on a mission trip and do a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
But when I sit back and I think of all of a sudden, if I have this bushels and bushels of apples, wow, what I'll be able to do. And then you multiply it like what you're saying, 800,000, 900,000, a million people doing the same. We're going to so change how this world functions.
Absolutely, we're going to change the way how this function, how this world function. And you remember again, my Bible said that all is possible to those who believe.
Yes.
We believe in what ONPASSIVE is doing.
Yes.
And believing in all what ONPASSIVE is doing and believing in the product, guess what we're bringing in? We are bringing in positive energy,
Yes.
positive feeling, meaning we can only grow. There is no turning back. We keep on growing and growing and growing and growing. That's what's going to happen. And we're sharing that with our wife, our husband, our friends, our kids. They're going to take over.
Yes.
Ash kids are going to take over. My sons and daughter, they're going to take over. When the founders will not be there anymore, they will be looking at this webinar. They will be saying like, wow. So this is what the founder did. Unlike I am seeing what the founders in the US did, and you are seeing what the founders in Canada did, in every country what the founder did. So we are part of history. Look at you and I are part of history. They're going to write about us.
Wow.
There will be books. They're going to say those people were really, what was going up into their mind for them to have such an idea of coming together, doing the webinars, doing this, explaining this and that. And every single leader is working day in, day night to make this happen. And they're not paid for that. Do you
No,
know of
no,
anybody who's doing it? They are not paid, but
no.
they're doing it with a lot of passion. A lot of passion. So, you know, Tara, I mean, I can talk about ONPASSIVE over and over and over. As a preacher, as a preacher and as a journalist, I can talk about it over and over and over. But it's just that we are limited with your time. So that's why, you know what? I give it up to you.
Oh, this is just fantastic. To end on that note of what you said, of just believing, that is what is captured the ONPASSIVE community, the founders that are coming in, because they believe in the vision of what's coming forward, in what we can do in helping
Yes.
humanity.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. No complaints
Absolutely.
here.
Not at
Well,
all.
gosh, thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate your time. I loved what you shared with me. And I want to just mention to anyone watching, be sure to stop in at our company website, which is onpassive.com, and you're going to find explanations about our products, our CEO, our location. We have blogs. Like, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to find some information about this company, because it is growing in leaps and bounds.
Absolutely.
So thank you once again. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you again, brother, because we're now in the same family.
Absolutely, absolutely. I cannot wait to see you again. I cannot wait to meet and greet with you. And I'm just asking the Holy Spirit to lead you, to guide you in every endeavor.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Bye for now.